is out. Nash dropped it. Opportunity for Murphy, back to goal, feeds it wide, taken by Bond. Bond goes from 30 and kicks a goal. You wouldn't read about it. Blakey's in the road, sends it back towards the pocket. It bounces. Schwartz tracking it down there. Clever hand pass. Socket across by Campbell for a goal.
Oshinko. Campbell and Longmire are there. Campbell, can he make it three? He does. Great snapshot. 4 unanswered goals from North. King makes a lead to the outer side. He comes to the members' stand flank. Laidley doesn't let him down. Plays on, gets caught, throws the ball away. Crowd looking for a free kick. Campbell will run into goal and makes them pay the ultimate price. Great kick, great goal.
He's forward at the wing, kicks inside the 50. Crocker, he flew, so did about half a dozen others behind Campbell. Open goal, gets his fourth. Edwards outside the 50, sees Nash, he has to wait, and as a result, Mann gets back, takes the mark, plays on to Laidley.
Laidley, who's been quite effective in the third quarter. Terrific intercept. And the snapshot is there. It's a goal.
So no goals in the first quarter, and 7-15 to 7 goals 5 at the last change.
The final turn of the MCG, and the Tigers with a chance to beat Collingwood and North Melbourne in the 1 week. They lead by 10 points now. They had a goalless opening term. It was 7 points at half-time North Melbourne's way. Stirring term from the Tigers, that third one, to put them in front as Bond sends them inside the 50. Fairly, little nudge, goes back, takes a timely defensive mark. Comes across the ground, that's Chansey. Oshinko out number 2-1. Luckily took the mark. Or more particularly, skillfully. Gave it to Mann, high kick towards the wing. It's knocked on by McCarthy. McKernan, unkind bounce. He's been challenged by the coach. Down went Gale, and Bauer runs it across the line.
And there's rubbish flying everywhere with that wind.
We're being rained upon at the moment. Plastic bags everywhere.
I thought for a moment you're looking at me. Thrown in. Chance for Blakey. Lost the ball. Oshinko on the ground. Ferrets it out somehow. This is McCarthy forward at the wing. Kicks inside the 50. Prescott is going back and takes a very good mark.
Courageous mark. McAdam really didn't fly for that one.
Prescott out of defence through the middle. Man from behind, fisting away, taken by Maxfield, who's been handy. Kicks inside the 50. Here comes Smith. Had his hands full this afternoon. Kicks it out wide. Now an opportunity. Barnett, Mitters in the clear, gathers the ball, looks down towards half forward, kicks towards the 50. Longmire comes, knocked away by Turner, taken by McAdam. McAdam pulls it back across his body. Campbell, the flyer in front, knocked wide of the pack. In goes Bond, tries to knock it out to support. Kellaway on his knees. Bauer's hand pass effective, and Dia lopes away.
Dia from left half back, doesn't lope very far. Kick only travels 10 metres to Oshinko. And the big fella did well, but sold McAdam into trouble. A little slip up.
Great smother.
Still
ball.
Richmond. Bond again, who puts his body on the line. Oh, cool, holding the ball. That's tough.
That's very tough decision. But he's been fantastic this afternoon, Chris Bond.
He was
Great
the man that went to get the ball.
Yeah, great smother off the boot by Bond.
Crocker's kick. Gale did well. And Turner content to rush it across the line for a rush point to North Melbourne. First score of the final quarter coming up to the Roos. They trailed by 9 points at the MCG. 18 minutes left in the match. 7-15 to 7-6. One of those behinds coming in the third quarter. Richmond had a lot of the play, but scoring today difficult with this the gale force wind, but it swirls a lot here. It's a good kick under the circumstances. Crocker sets himself, so does Oshinko, who's been busy in the final term to date. Big Alex from midfield puts the Roos deep into attack. Turner should spoil, he does. Dia fumbles. Going to get away with it, the Tigers, or are they? A one-on-one duel on the members' stand flank. Bond once more from Schwartz, who pushes him over the line, and the ball, it's out of bounds, 60 metres from goal. Chris Bond kicked 2 good goals today, one at each end of the ground, and has put his body on the line right throughout the match. Good deal between he and Schwartz. Oshinko and Dia, flipped on by Campbell to Crocker, a kick across his body. Bauer and Allison. It's a foot race. Allison gets there first, overruns it. Bauer's got it. He needs to steady. Long looping hand pass.
He can go.
Free. He can go a bit further. Kicks right on 50. Marking contest in the goal square. And just touched by Ian Fairley.
Free kick, Pete. Free kick interference by Edwards on Fairley.
Fairley. Short, Barnett. Free kicks hard to come by this afternoon. Only the 10th for North, that last one. This is Scholl on the other side. Centres it. Needs to be precise, and it was. This is Mann. Centre half back. Hit a man. Played pretty well. Having said that, of course, into the man on the mark. It bounces towards midfield. Oh, they came at it pretty solidly, and dashing through is Prescott. He started this term very well. Fairley goes back, and it runs away and out of bounds. 3 posters this afternoon for Richmond.
Tony Free taking a fair while to get back on his feet, but he's okay for Richmond skipper.
The Tigers have been the better side, but North Melbourne still with a chance here. Wait for the boundary throw in. Fairley very conscious of Edwards. Props in front. Smith towards half back. Loose ball. Knights goes back in front. McCarthy closing. Played it pretty well. Took his left side away from him. Back comes Free. Trapping the ball Stevens. Over the ball Campbell slaps it out. Knights again. Nicely done. Knights pulls it back inside the 50 and Knights.
Oh, he cut the heavy hand lately. Now, if the other one was worth 50, I think that one's worth 50 also.
How can it not be 50?
Well, a little bit of consistency. Let's have a look at it. Mary takes the mark. In comes Lately. Same thing. Same thing exactly as John Howard.
Lately 2 steps late then.
About the same as John Howard early in the game. I think that's what the crowd's calling out for, a bit of consistency in the umpiring decisions.
Naish has booted 2. Low-scoring affair. If he gets this, North will be hard-pressed to win. Naish goes goalward. Gets it. Oh, big goal, that one. So the stage is set now. North will need to fight.
McCarthy out of the middle. 3 goals to Chris Naish. And the Tigers got their tails up now. Tapes kick. Campbell and Stevens. It's Campbell first there. More than content to see the ball over. 15 minutes left in this match. And the Roos with the job ahead of them if they're to pull it out of the fire. Boundary throw in. Deer at the back of Ashenko, who won it. Barnett went down. The umpire says it's going to be a bounce. Well, you have to admire the endeavour of Richmond. They did well against Essendon for 3 1/3 quarters. Last week they took Collingwood apart, and today they're carrying on that good form. So let's not forget that North are down on manpower. Some of their stars out, but you go to into a match with your best team. This afternoon, Richmond so far has been just a little bit better than the Roos. This guy's played well, hasn't he?
Oh, excellent play by Bond.
So he goes, 3 bounces, the run of the day. Will he have another one? No, he's caught.
Slipped over.
King's got him. Well, that was nearly a throw too. Knights across his body, little left footer, just lands it inside the boundary line.
Gee, that was unfortunate, wasn't it, for Chris Bond. Had a couple of bounces and then just slipped at the critical stage.
He made the play. He opened it right up. So the Roos desperate to try and get a goal on the board. Mann goes at it. Free. Scholl tackles. Stevens in front. Blakey from midfield. The former Fitzroy star down towards full forward again. Oh, Gale missed what he should have taken. McKernan to Allison might make them pay. He does. That's a goal. So Brett Anderson gets his first, and North Melbourne come a little closer. 8:15 to 8-6.
There's a crucial miss there by Brendan Gale, something that you very rarely see from him. He's usually very sure overhead. And, well, that's cost Richmond dearly, that drop mark. Brett Ellison, the player there, just chipping in and kicking that goal for North and keeping them in touch.
Back to 9 points then, still plenty of time. Deer alongside the umpire, generally goes to the umpire's left now. Watch that, circles around him. and wins it down again. And the umpire had words to him about that. I think the umpire unsettled by that. Here's Tate out on the other side, gives it to Campbell. Campbell floats one very high down towards half forward. Rogers will need to go. Eyes only for the ball. That's a very good mark. Matthew Rogers, fine recruit, centres the ball. King stands tall in defence. Cold day in Melbourne. Tough game of football. Blakey on his knees. Fine duel, that one. I think Broderick has taken the points. Blakey towards midfield is Schenko. Well, misses that. Should have marked it. Taken by Deer behind. Triple premiership player with the Hawks, and now Naish finds himself in open space from 55 metres out towards full forward. Fairly like a soccer goalie going up to protect the top left-hand corner of the net. Fingertips to it and deflected it through. Valiant attempt, and certainly a timely one.
There's some Peter German back on for North Melbourne. Darren Crocker off. And let's have a look at Fairley again. This desperate attempt by him, and fortunate that he got a fingertip to it.
Smith to kick in once again. The difference is 10 points, which is what it was at three-quarter time. Getting very dark here at the G. Ishenko and Deer. Deer wins it. Slaps it out wide. Good tackle by Scholl. German. A quick kick. McKernan from a standing start. Kicks inside 50. Almost a mark to Turner, the man in front, not Page. Schwartz tried to go off the ground. Is that in danger? Surely. His head's still on.
Could have been kicking in danger or in the back when he was on the ground. They dived onto him from all angles. And the player getting up on the bottom of the pack there again, Chris Bond. He's been terrific this afternoon for Richmond. Here we see this again. Bond putting his body in. There's a kicking in danger, and there he is over the top. Could have been 2 free kicks paid.
Gale wins it. Barnett will get there first for North Melbourne. Free's got him. German gives him backup support. Still he goes, but it's out of bounds. And the throw in 60 metres from goal on the outer side. Under 12 minutes left in the match. Still 10 points the difference.
Kick number 7, Brendan Gale.
Very good kick too. Maxfield weighed it up very, very well and kicked it to the advantage of the big man.
And this would be the most important kick, I would say, for the afternoon from this big fella, Brendan Gale.
85 career goals in 88 matches. So he's due for one. Keep the average right. He hasn't scored today. In the gloom. Kicks and goals. 10 points the difference. 3 minutes, 10 seconds left in the match. If we can see them, it's very dark. Laidley fumbles. Knights again, who's been brilliant. Kicks out of bounds though on the full. So free kick to North Melbourne will be taken on the last line of defence by Ross Smith, who's been kept very busy down there this afternoon. Smith from back pocket right. Kicks it almost up to the centre wing. Campbell fires, tries to punch. It's a mark. To Ishenko, isn't it? No, not paid. So ball right on 50. Snared by Naish. Good hand pass to the run of Campbell. 25 metres out goes at goal, but misses. So North Melbourne needing 2 goals to steal the match.
1 goal, 2 to Wayne Campbell.
It would be a travesty of justice if the Tigers were to lose this. Kick comes up the middle, off hands, waiting behind Deer, juggled it, kicks it, gained about 15 metres. McKernan went back with courage. He knocks it forward again as Schenko keeps it going. Taken by Campbell, picked up by Knights. 33 possessions for Matthew Knights. Towards the outer side, Campbell, he's tired, he goes after it. Close to the boundary line, he picks it up. Stevens closing. Campbell gains about 25 metres, hugging the boundary line. Scholl again, resolute in defence, defiantly sends it back towards the wing. Howard back with courage. Opportunity for Prescott. In crashes Campbell. Ball jarred loose, picked up by Ishenko. Last hurrah time for North, taken by Longmire. Longmire 60 metres from goal. Needs a long kick. It's a centering kick. North lead in both directions to the ball. Schwartz has taken the mark directly in front. We've got 1:40 remaining. Schwartz has got to kick this one. 11 points the difference. Schwartz from about 45 metres out hasn't got the carry. It has. Yes. The game is still alive. Goal to North. We go to the last minute.
A minute and a half left in this thriller at the MCG. Dio and Nishenko go at it. Stevens puts North into attack up towards their centre-half forward position. Allison paddles the ball in front but loses it. And you would ask the question again, kicking in danger against Rock. The umpire says no. And Richmond able to tie it up this time.
There's Callaway. He certainly looks stressed at the moment, Duncan Callaway. But again, Chris Bond putting his body on the line again at the bottom of the pack. Time ticking away at the moment too, no time on, so this is valuable for Richmond.
Same ruckman go at it, or bad bounce that favours Campbell almost. And Richmond able to get it towards the boundary line. They'll be more than content to see it there.
Out on the full, it was against Rock. Came off his boot.
Good call, Bill.
Very clever. Free with the free. Hug the boundary line, they say. Fairly sees Maxfield. Chance passed. Just about the play of the day to Rogers. Commitment from the Tigers sees it to half forward. Smith charging out of defence. Brilliantly done by the North defender. Smith kicks to half forward. Last throw of the dice. Longmire. The call of Douglas. Turner's got him. Holding the ball.
Important tackle.
And the way they go. Broderick.
He had to give it out, didn't he? Tate's got the ball on the outer side. Campbell is breaking for him. Rogers in between. Lost it. German's got it. We're down to 10 seconds. German kicks to the outer side. I think the Tigers will hang on. They'll send it back in. Fittingly, Broderick gets a kick. The mark is held on the outer side by Miranda. There's the siren. What a big week for the Tigers. What a win.
Terrific game of football.
Wasn't it?
They finished in the glue. And who needs a really high-scoring game when you get a match like that that really did have everything? Tackling, commitment, close scores, 72 to 67. Here's Dipper.
Thanks very much. Well, if you want to win a game, that's the only way to do it.
I tell you what, Dipper, she was pretty close at the end, mate, but it was great. We worked.
Chris Bond, outstanding, and certainly a contender for BOG this afternoon. Dipper gets the money. John Norby.
I'll never question Dipper again. Good judgment, Dipper, but that was a magnificent performance by the Tigers. Their midfield is terrific. Matthew Knight's over 30 possessions. Tony Free, 26 kicks and 3 hand passes. And the player that was just interviewed, Chris Bond, 12 kicks and 5 hand passes, and kept a very dangerous player in check all day. And also the other very important player for the Richmond midfield, Paul Broderick, had over 20 possessions also. I think they were dominant in those areas. And as Dennis said during the call, it would have been an absolute travesty of justice had the Tigers lost that game in the end. As we look at the scoreboard, they've had 27 shots to 17. So they certainly had their chances in that first quarter and in the third quarter to put the nails in the coffin of North Melbourne. But a well-deserved victory for the Tigers.
Yes, John Norby.
Another top win for the Tigers. 9-18-72. Their inaccuracy nearly cost them. North Melbourne 10 goals, 7-60.